Hey guys, I don't know what's going on. Well, here we go. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining. I'm Sri Lankan Sammi. Sammi in Cebu. Do not like that. This is not working. There we go. Welcome. Hey guys, I'm Sri Lankan Sammi. Sammi in Cebu. Unfortunately, today I cannot go outside. Let's see if the sound is working on the live stream. Yeah, all right, there we go. I cannot go outside because it is windy as heck, like very windy. And there's just, the sound would not be good. So I got up early a couple of hours ago, and I was going to do a walk out in the early morning out on Mactan Newtown, and it just wasn't going to happen. And then I waited a little while to see if it would. I looked at the weather, blah blah blah. It just wasn't in the cards. So we are here today at this time to hang out with you. So join the conversation. Let me know what's going on. We've got 2 weeks left. 2 weeks. How did this 6 months just go by so fast? I don't know. You tell me. Guys, click the link. Support the channel. Say hi in the chat room. Let me know where you're from. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'm more than happy to answer. I am a Canadian, Sri Lankan citizen, semi-retired here in Cebu, Philippines. We're down to the last 2 weeks. It's coming to an end. I'm planning, like, I'm structuring my time to like figure out how much food to have left. Like, I'm not buying things like unnecessarily. I'm looking at my budget to make sure that I have enough money to last me right till the end. So I mean, it doesn't really matter because I'm coming back, but you know, I hate having money lying around not being invested. That is a strange feeling, to have just money sitting around and not using it. Then also I have to like pack things that I need to take back to Sri Lanka, and then the stuff I'm leaving here I need to pack and give over to Paul. Hello, Nas Kedom. I'm sorry, that's a very unique user handle from Detroit. Wonderful, thank you for joining. Let me I've been to Detroit. I've been many times to Detroit. Probably, I'm gonna say 37 years ago. I used to come there to go to a record store, and I can't remember where it was, to buy records that were not available in Canada. I'm from Toronto originally. And in my DJ days, when I was in my 20s, would come down to Detroit, and I would come with my girlfriend Beth. And I remember she was just so lucky to date a girl like that at such a young age. She built my confidence as a man. She was 100 times out of my league. 6 foot tall, blonde, naturally blonde curly hair, blue eyes, blue eyes, and legs, just a great body. My God. I'm still friends with her today. We would come to the different malls. I can't remember the name of the store she liked to go shopping at to buy clothes. She was a very great like fashionista back in the day. You have to remember, this was like 1989, 1990. We would go to Westland, Northland, Southland, Eastland. It was crazy. Those are fun times. I remember I left the club Friday after the club closed, like 1 or 2 a.m., drive down to Detroit at 3 or 4 in the morning, 6 hours, get there, eat breakfast at Big Boy, go to the record store by the time it opened at like 9 a.m., buy the records that we needed, drive back by 4 p.m., get to sleep a little bit, and then get up and go to work at the club with all new records on Saturday. Yeah, I left Canada about 20 years ago. So 2007. And I moved to South Korea. I got divorced and moved to South Korea. So I haven't been back to Canada, and I probably will never go back. There's nothing in Canada for me. So, I still have my Canadian passport, but I have nothing. I don't have any assets. I don't have bank accounts. All I have is a Canadian passport. In less than 2 years, I'll have a Canadian pension, which means I will have to file Canadian taxes, but I won't pay any taxes because I will earn less than the minimum amount in Canada. I don't have to claim my foreign income. And so, yeah, I'm what's called a non-resident citizen. I filed paperwork when I left to the Internal Revenue Service, or Revenue Canada, same as the IRS, and asking them to check my status, and they went in their system and did whatever and saw that I had no assets, I have no address, and no bank accounts or anything like that. And then they sent me a paper indicating that I am a non-resident citizen and I no longer have to file taxes. So I haven't filed. I haven't even voted in Canada. Mom and Dad vote in Canada, but I don't. I choose not to. I have voted once in, like, I can legally vote in 3 countries, Canada, Sri Lanka, and Korea. I voted once just to register, but after that, I never voted. Did I vote for the winner in Sri Lanka? Yes, I did. I voted for the winner. Well, the popular. So, anyway, we're getting down to 2 weeks left, and I'm going through my things and looking what I'm going to leave here. Like, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to leave, not just clothes, like little things that I brought. Like, for example, I brought a toolkit. Going to leave that. I brought like the screens that I have here, I'm going to leave those. Power cords and things like that, I'm going to leave those. Part of the clothes, I have a beach tent and beach chairs, like inflatable beach chairs. Those are going to stay. Like half. I came with one piece of luggage, checked luggage at 32 kilos. Probably half of that I'm not going to bring back, which means that my cabin luggage, which was 7 kilos, will probably go into the checked bag, and I'm not going to have a carry-on bag, which means that my carry-on bag will be the one that I'm going to pack up with stuff and leave over at Paul's house. So why did I choose Cebu? Why did I go to Cebu? Several reasons. The first main one being I've been here before, to the Philippines. And I stayed 3 years ago. I stayed 6 months in Subic Bay, which is in the north, near Angeles City. And that was because my friend Tim lived there, and I was on so it's a long story. It's not a long story, but I'll make it short. During COVID, I left Korea, but because of COVID rules, they had changed the residency rules for permanent residents like me. I could only be out of the country for 1 year. I had to come back to maintain my residency. Now, post-COVID, it's 2 years. So it's 2 years or longer. I can't even remember. Anyway, I left Korea. Then I had to come back in January for 1 day to maintain my residency. But I didn't want to stay in Korea until June to renew my visa. I couldn't renew my visa until June. So what I did the calculations, because I don't fly economy, I fly business class, especially from the 9-12 hours it is from Sri Lanka to Seoul, because there's a layover. There is a direct flight, but I don't fly Korean Air or well, I think Korean Air even canceled those flights. They don't exist anymore because of COVID. They stopped it, and then they never restarted it. So I have to do a layover in Singapore or Kuala Lumpur or so I fly Singapore Airlines or Cathay Pacific. So I did the calculation of flying to Korea for January, then flying back, and then flying back in June, or going there in January and staying till June. I calculated the costs, and it made more sense for me to fly to Philippines and stay in the Philippines for 6 months and then come back, because my friend Tim lived there. So he invited me. He got a place. We split the cost of a beautiful 2-bedroom place, and I just lived there for 6 months. It was beautiful. I loved it. My first experience in the Philippines. And during that time, my family had a reunion in Cebu. And Princess Jasmine came, and my brother came, and we got a place at the Shangri-La, which is like just a few hundred meters from where I'm living right now. So that was my first taste of Cebu. Now, this trip, which I planned a year ago, so I planned my trip 6 months in advance. So 6 months before October, I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go. And I wanted to do Thailand, but the rules started changing. You couldn't stay there more than 4 months. And I wanted to stay at least 6. And I wanted to avoid Christmas at home in Sri Lanka. It's going to be a huge family get-together, et cetera, et cetera. I just didn't want to be there with family. It's a long story. And so Tim now lives in Cebu, and he says, you should come here. And I'm like, great, because I have a connection. I have someone who can help me. He lives here. He's married to a Filipina, so he's a naturalized. I don't know if he's citizen, but he's got his long visa. So I have someone here. I have a Filipina who can help me. Everything. So I found a place that was close to him, where he lived. He used to live in Cebu City, and I was looking at places there, but then he's... Sorry, guys. For some strange reason, it keeps clipping out. I don't know why the internet is not liking me today. So he lived in Cebu City, but then he moved to Lapu-Lapu, where I live now. But I've got a place close to him. It turns out I didn't really like that place, and within 6 weeks I moved out, and now I live in Mactan Newtown. So that's the story of why I chose Cebu and why it was probably the best reason. Visas, close to friend, and conveniently located for my friends to come here. Now, it's much farther for me to the Philippines than it is Thailand from Sri Lanka. I have no direct flight. I have to take a layover. If I stayed in Thailand, it's a direct flight, 4 hours. Here, this is 9 hours, which isn't a big deal, but it's more expensive and it's further away. So when I come here, I stay for longer. And that's why I fly business class. Thomas, great to see you, brother. I'll answer your questions in just a second, or chat with you in just a second. I want to finish this one idea. People always say, flying economy is so cheap. Yeah, for a short vacation. If you're coming for 1 week, then economy is definitely cost effective for the overall vacation. But if you're coming for 2 years, business class is amortized over the cost of the entire trip, if you're factoring the trip cost, right? So you amortize that out, then that's how I justify flying business class, right? And especially if I'm coming for a long time, I get 40 kilos of luggage. So there's the other thing. And I don't have to line up. I just don't like lining up. I love my business class perks. Yeah, Thomas, I'm leaving in 2 weeks and you arrive in 3. You arrive like 7 days after me. And I wish I could extend my trip, but then that would put me over 6 months. I can't do that. You got yourself a scooter? Great. $300 per month is kind of pricey. What kind of scooter did you get? Did you get a big one? And yeah, softer landing. Everyone online says it's a softer landing. Manila is just, it's not like, there's nothing wrong with Manila. But if you're coming from the West to retire or vacation, I just don't understand why you would go to a capital city. There's just no, I'm just talking from my personal experience. There's no benefit. It's expensive, it's dirty, it's polluted, it's crowded. It's just, I don't understand. And it's expensive. So, Mactan is different than Cebu City. Thomas, can you remind me again where you're planning on staying? Definitely, day 2 of when I arrive. So my flight lands at like 2 p.m. local time. So I'm checked in and unpacked by 4 p.m. So I'm having dinner the day I land. We will meet up for lunch on the beach the day 2. So don't you worry, brother. We're gonna hang out and have fun. I'm planning tentatively. It looks like I think either the 13th or the 20th of June. The 19th, sorry, the 19th, 20th, that weekend. It's a Friday, Saturday. I'll travel over the weekend. So yeah, the 19th or 20th is when I will arrive on the 19th afternoon. So plan for that weekend, the 20th. Maybe even the 13th. Let's see. Paid on that day. Yeah, maybe even the 13th. Yeah, let's just be safe and do it on the 19th. So confusing. It's so confusing as to which day I'm going. Yeah, I'm probably going on the 13th. It just makes more sense. Midweek, mid month. I want to wait until after payday. That way, I'm arriving with as much cash as possible. I don't want to travel and then not have like the maxes, because I get paid on the 10th of every month. So yeah, it'll be that. Amisa Residences. Let's look at where that is. Oh. Oh wow, you're up in the middle. Holy cow. You are way, way up there, brother. And let me tell you something, okay? I drove up there. There's nothing there, okay? You stay inside your little bubble. There's nothing outside. There's absolutely nothing outside. So you do need a scooter, and if you come down to my place, you do need a scooter. The beach is okay in that area. I haven't been, but I'm not sure that you actually have beach access because it's all private beaches. Maybe you do. Yeah, you do. You do have beach access. And you have a pretty nice beach. So I'm going to come up to your place. And once you get here, okay, let me connect you to my property manager here. How much are you paying per month? Because I can get you a 1-bedroom long-term or studio, which is what I live in, short-term. Short-term is less than 6 months. Long-term is more than 6 months. I can get you connected for 30,000 pesos per month plus utility. So it ends up being about 35,000 pesos, which is about $600 US a month for long term. So if you're paying the same, you can live here where I live, and that $600 a month includes the beach access. So that Airbnb is really expensive then, eh? Let me post something for you, okay? First of all, you should get WhatsApp set up on your phone. You should get Grab set up on your phone, okay? You should get GCash and Maya, right? And then what I want you to do is click this link if you have WhatsApp, and you can message me directly on WhatsApp, okay? So message me on WhatsApp. I think we talked on email. I can't remember. But message me on WhatsApp and I will connect you to my property manager here. And then you can come and meet her directly. Once you're here, as soon as you land, just come down here, meet her, and obviously tell her you're a friend of mine, and she will set you up. Look at all of the condos that she has and go. So I'm going to do a condo shopping in Mactan Newtown, like the pros and cons of each unit of each building. So there's 4 towers, 4 complexes. So the first one and the biggest one is 8 Newtown. 8 Newtown is 4 towers, 2 separate lobbies. It's that big, east and west lobby. Then there is where I live, which is 8 Newtown, which is 3 towers. And then across the street is 1 Manchester, which is the luxury condo. And then the newest one, which is open now, but fully opening in May or June, is La Victoria. Okay. So the way the buildings are situated, there's pros and cons, and I'm going to talk about that in a vlog coming up, is the construction noise. Because of the way the construction is happening over the next little while, with the towers coming up and the building construction, you don't want to be in 1 Manchester and you don't want to be in La Victoria, which are the nicer buildings. So there's 1 main road that comes into Mactan Newtown. Yes, Thomas, I got your text. Let's see, how do I add you? So once in a little bit, I'll connect you to Leah, Miss Leah, and then you can message her and let her know when you're coming and set up a meeting with her. Okay. So there's 1 main road that comes into Mactan Newtown, and that's the main road that goes all the way to the beach. And on one side is all the built buildings. And on the other side are the new buildings that just came up or are coming up. And interspersed between those buildings are some commercial buildings, office buildings, and all of the retail. So 7 towers on the right-hand side, plus the 2 hotels. On the left-hand side are 2 towers, plus 2 new towers that are coming up. 2 towers that are coming up. So I am on the right-hand side, but I'm facing empty space. If you're facing inside to the road, you're getting a lot of construction noise. You're getting a lot of not street noise, but there is noise. There's people, there's motorcycles, there's when they have parades. The views are incredible. The views are incredible. One Manchester, my goodness, the views looking north towards the peninsula. Anuj stayed there. I took a video of his place. Wow. Insane. I couldn't believe how beautiful his place was. Dude, where did I put that video? Did I save it? Hey, where'd all my pictures go? All my pictures are gone. Ooh, they went into the trash. Why did they go into the trash? Thank goodness this trash stores them for 30 days. Crap, these are stupid things that I have to do. That's I've done it with Mom too. I said, like, Mom, she goes, where are all my pictures? I go, because you've trashed them. That's what I did accidentally. 2,714 pictures I deleted. Jeez, what am I doing? Yeah, I got your message, Thomas. So we'll take care of you, brother. $300 for a month for a scooter is way too much, in my opinion. I'm paying less than $200 a month for a motorcycle. Now, your scooter may be much more powerful. I mean, I can probably find you a scooter for about $150 a month, but it's not going to be brand new. And you're probably not going to be able to take it outside of Cebu Island. So, but that's something that we can discuss when you get here. Yeah. That's the thing. Once you get here and you learn where to go, what to do, where to eat, you will figure out, hey, I spent too much. Now, another thing, Thomas, is that you should probably order your food online. And that's the thing. You can't take a scooter to the grocery store and carry all your groceries back. It just your groceries will be too much, right? So that's the thing. And I've talked about this before. Sometimes you can't take your scooters off the island, right? So you need to double check. The one, we talked about this before, you mentioned that the one you got right now, you can take it off the island. What I'm talking about, I have no idea, because again, I haven't had that issue because I haven't gone off the island. And yeah, you want to go on day-night trips? Yeah, definitely. You need to have an international driver's permit with a motorcycle endorsement. Number one, you need to have a good helmet, good riding gloves, okay, pants, and not riding boots, but at least good shoes, okay. not flip-flops or sandals. Don't ride in flip-flops or sandals. Ride in boots that cover your ankle, and because you get hit by a rock or something like that, that ruins your vacation right there. Yeah, and that's what I found is like very few places will allow you to take it outside of the island. And insurance. So that's the other important thing. But, again, once you get here, you can figure those things out. Oh, geez, so tired. I have to go to the gym after this. So yesterday, I went to the bank and I got my bank account set up at Security Bank. Great. Boots on a bike is the greatest thing you can do. In Thailand, actually, it's against the law to wear flip-flops on a motorcycle or go shirtless on a motorcycle. Why would you do that? I don't know, because you're on vacation and you're an idiot. But yeah, I see it in Sri Lanka all the time. I'm just like, oh, how many broken feet and toes, ripped toenails are there in this country? Ugh. Now, I don't wear boots, but I wear very heavy shoes because I didn't bring my boots with me because I didn't have room. This time when I come back, I'm going to wear my boots on the flight and won't have an issue, or I'll just pack them because I'll have lots of room on this flight coming. So excited to pack for my flight coming back because I'm bringing back a whole bunch of clothes and things because I'm going to be here for 2 years. Now, I haven't told mom and dad yet that I'm staying for 2 years, but yeah, I am definitely looking forward to start packing for my trip back. I haven't even returned to Sri Lanka and I'm already planning on what I'm doing to come back. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy time. Yeah, Thomas, like wearing boots on a plane is not comfortable because, your feet expand. And especially on a long flight, I don't want to wear boots. I wear these very comfortable Hoka walking shoes that I bought. They're so comfortable. They're just like walking on a cloud. So I'm going to stay in exactly the same place. Like I'm staying in 8 Newtown. I would love to stay in 1 Manchester or the new La Victoria because the La Victoria is brand new. It's just like not even a month old. The problem is that there is so much construction right next door for the next 4 years. It's just not. No, I mean, while I was at last week when Anuj was here, he was here for 2 days before he flew out. His view just facing north to where you're staying. So you had 360 degree, not 360, but basically 270 degree views. He had a corner unit and there were so many windows. Oh my God, it was so huge. Every place I went, I was like, there's a window here. Oh my God, there's a balcony here. Oh my God, there's another window. And it just was insane. And you could see all the way from Cebu City Airport, all the way to the north, and then all the way around to Bohol. And he was on the 15th floor. So I want high floor, but I want facing Bohol. I don't really care to look at Cebu City. Although looking at Cebu City would be beautiful because you have the airport, you have the city and the mountains in the background. For me, to have to look in that direction would mean I would have to face the street, and it's too noisy. So I want to be in my tower B or Tower A. So I'm away from the hotel side because then I don't have the hotel blocking my view. Paul's place has great views, but he says the sun is so bright that it shines right in, but I don't mind that. I'm going to be getting mosquito mesh, and I'm gonna put that around the windows so I can have my windows open. I love having the windows open, and a fan. I'm buying a fan. I'm buying a little robot vacuum cleaner that's just gonna run around and constantly be cleaning the floor, so that even with the windows open and the dust, I'm not gonna have to worry too much about it. I'm gonna have the place fumigated. I told the property manager I want complete fumigation, including the fridge. I want the fridge blasted. Okay. I wouldn't mind having a new fridge, but I want it cleaned. I want the compressor cleaned in the back. I want the washing machine cleaned, and aircon units, there's 2 in every unit. I want them cleaned. The washing machine filter cleaned out. I want all of the water fixture, so the sink in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, the toilet, bum gun, and the shower. I want all of the pipes cleaned because there's lots of line because of the type of water that they use here. And I want all of the caps removed, cleaned, and then put back on. Yeah, you're going to be facing, well, it's not really south. I look at it like this. The island, I consider it facing north-south. So you'll be facing east towards Olombo Pond. You are facing south technically, but yeah, you're facing south. I know what you mean. You're facing south. But in my mind, it's east. I don't know why I do that. I should do it correct way, but yeah, you're facing south. Because you're facing the beach. You want to be facing that direction. You don't want to be facing inland. But I'm going to tell you this. There is absolutely nothing to do out there. Like, you need to drive all the way to my place before you start getting into places that you can like hang out and go to. Out there, the road is just walls from the private property. You can't even see the beach, let alone go anywhere. And everything is just like little squatters' villages. It's very, I don't want to say sad, but it's very, very different. Yeah, wearing, you're a country boy, that's fine, wearing boots. But when you get here, you're not even gonna own a pair of socks, brother, let me tell you. I came here with 2 pairs of socks. I had to go and buy socks because, when you go to the gym and stuff, I can't go barefoot. But yeah, the photos are pretty accurate in the direction. It is cloudy today. Wow. Cebu Island is pretty large, but there's not much to see. It's just people live here. I've traveled up and down. Once you get past the center of the island going south, it gets pretty open and you can explore pretty good. You stay on the ocean side of it, not the Cebu side of it. The Cebu side of it is a city. There's really nothing to see there. It's a city. I've never been to Cambodia. It's not on my list of places to go. Because I'm a beach boy. They're very small ocean facing land. So prefer to go to Vietnam if I'm going to that side of the world. Going inland, there's no desire. I've been to Thailand so many times, I've never been inland. Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, I've never done that. Phnom Penh, Cambodia, is that like also Angkor Wat or whatever? I don't know. No desire, no interest. I've finished my exploration stage of my life because I've traveled so much and I've been to so many places. And everything that's available here in Southeast Asia, I've already seen in Sri Lanka. Ancient cities, waterfalls, those kinds of things. What's happening here? All right. The only thing left on my bucket list is diving with whales. That's the only thing. Canyoneering, not interested. Swimming with the sardines, yes, I want to do that. And turtles, I've done the turtles, but I wouldn't mind doing it again. But even when Lady Sarah comes here and wants to go snorkeling with me, I'm like, not interested. Not interested. Because I've done it so many times. There's just no thrill. The thrill is seeing how happy she is doing it. Going parasailing, jet skiing, banana boat. No interest because I've done it. I've done it so many times. There's just no joy in the experience. Now, like, okay, if I had someone to go with to Cambodia who was interested in taking me and showing me around, then I would go. Somebody who's been there, right? But I don't want to go planning a trip. I have done every place in Southeast Asia that is a tourist attraction. I've done Vietnam, I've done Thailand, Krabi, Pattaya, Bangkok. I'm not interested in Phuket, not interested in Bali. It's just too crowded and too expensive and too young. I'm not even interested in going to clubs anymore or bars. I'm not interested in going out at night anymore. It just, I've done it a few times here and it just got to the point where I'm like, ugh, when can I go home? Unless I'm going with friends. I'm not going to go by myself. I have a club in the lobby of my building. And it's a nice place. And there's lots of people there. And you have to remember, I live in a tourist village. 60% of the people who are here are tourists. A lot of people here, 20% I would say, are Korean and Japanese students who are here for the schools. And they're here 1 or 2 months before they leave. And those are moms with their kids. So there's no interest for me there. But then the hotel has lots of young people I've met, which is great fun for me. Yesterday I met 2 French girls and who are traveling around for 6 months, Southeast Asian. We had a great conversation. They left today for El Nido. And we had a great conversation because I speak French. So they loved the fact that I was speaking French. So it was great. And met some Japanese girls because it's Japanese spring break. So lots of university girls, and that's fun. Always inviting them to the club because they don't know the club. I've talked about the fact that there's a club there and nobody knows about it. And I've talked to the owner or the manager, the director, marketing director. And this Friday the 13th, my favorite date, I am so lucky on Friday the 13th. I also get lucky. But this Friday the 13th, Lux Lounge is opening their restaurant and daytime lounge event. So they're going to be like converting into kind of like a sports bar lounge during the day, sports bar lounge restaurant. So they have a new food menu that's coming out. So we're going to go check that out on Friday at 3 p.m. till 7 p.m. Also having happy hour, double 2-for-1 drinks. I don't drink, but we'll check that out and you guys will see that. Okay, I don't want to say Philippines. Philippines is a big country. It's a huge country, over 7,500 islands. I don't know where everyone is. Here in Cebu, here in Mactan Newtown specifically, I predominantly see Korean, Japanese, Chinese, depending on the time of year, and Europeans. I'm meeting a lot of people and Americans and Canadians, obviously. But the tourists that I meet here are Europeans. German, Belgic, Dutch, Scandinavian, English. I met another English man yesterday. I've met Mongolians, Russians, Belarusians, Italians, like Angelo and Mario and Giuseppe were Italian. Great. I love those guys. I wish they were here longer because we had way too much. Those guys love to go out and adventure and explore. And the other thing is that I am meeting a lot of people in my age range. Now, Angelo was younger. He was 28. But Giuseppe and Mario were older. The gentleman I met, the English gentleman I met yesterday was 53. I mean, the French girls were 28. They were young, but they graduated university as nurses, home care nurses, and they were taking a year off to travel. And they've been to like 5 countries and have plans for a few more in Southeast Asia. Guys, just give me a quick second here. I'll get something to drink. Excuse me, 1 second. Yeah, it is really windy out there today. Um, Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, my cost of living is anywhere from 1,300 a month USD to 2,000 a month, depending on how much entertainment costs I do. Darren, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. If you and Thomas, what I'm going to suggest is 2 things. All right, go online and find. Let me send you the link. First of all, Lazada. Lazada is the local Amazon. Okay. Second thing, go here. Once you land at the airport, okay, here's your first steps. Okay. So Thomas, join this website. This is Save More. This is the local shopping website for food. It's cheap, and they are about 15 minutes away from where you live, about 10 minutes away from where I live, and they deliver. Landers is also one, but they're like more of the Costco, and they're like an hour away in Cebu City. Just so you remember, Mactan Island, Lapu-Lapu Island is New York, Manhattan. Okay. Cebu City is New Jersey. Cebu Island is New York State. You live in North Manhattan. Okay. That's how you that's how you get your geography here. Now, I'm a non-drinker too, but what I'm talking about is like your day trips, your adventures. Okay. You will spend money if you want to go snorkeling, if you want to go island hopping, if you want to go adventuring, you're going to pay. Now, $300 a month is a lot for a motorcycle. I'm paying $150, $175, depending on exchange rate. And I have a big bike, a big cruiser. You've seen the pictures. So, okay, Thomas, here's your step-by-step arrival. Number one, before you leave, I'll answer your question in just a second. Before you leave, get yourself an eSIM service and set it up for 1 week. Data only. You don't need a local phone number and you don't need voice and text. Just simple, basic data, like the lowest data that you can get, because you will be staying on resort and have Wi-Fi. You're not going to need data outside. You're not going to be streaming YouTube and services outside. You're going to be using maps and GPS and basic internet. So the smallest, lowest data package for 1 week, 3 to 5 days. Once you land, get to your hotel, get set up. No SIM card, eSIM. So I use, and this is not sponsored, I use a service called Saily, S-A-I-L-Y. And let me just log in and see what their plans are. So you can install the eSIM. So I had their plan for 1 gigabyte of data for 3 days, and I only used 0.1. So you pick a country, so Philippines, and it activates as soon as you land. 1 gigabyte for 7 days is $4. How can you complain about that? Do not go unlimited or anything like that. It's ridiculous. $50 for unlimited for 15 days. That's just ridiculous. You don't need that. You need 1 gigabyte for 7 days. Okay. So sign up to that for $4 and you're set to go. As soon as you arrive in Philippine airspace, it activates. Okay. And it's not a physical SIM card. It's your eSIM. You turn it on, you allow it access to the network, and you're up and running. Then in your first couple days, you have to go to the Gaciano Mall in Lapu-Lapu. Okay. Let me send you that link on Google Maps. Since you have a scooter, you will be able to go there. It'll take you about 10-15 minutes. I'm also going to give you the link. In the same location is the Bureau of Immigration, where you will have to go to renew your visa. That's the simplest place. All right. It's the Gaciano Mall. It is right near the bridge across to Cebu City. But I sent you the link. Save it in your maps, please. That mall also has the Smart Store, S-M-A-R-T. You go there, you sign up for a eSIM from them. Never do physical SIM cards, do eSIM. It's much more secure and easier. You don't have to open your phone and swap out SIM cards and blah, 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 and lose your home SIM card and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, your phone has to be unlocked. I don't know why anyone has a locked phone these days, but anyway. Once you get your SIM card set up, then you get a local phone number. Take a screenshot of your local phone number because you're not going to ever remember it. I take a screenshot of the phone number, so I save it in my documents under. So here's something that people don't do. They don't do this. I set up folders for my pictures. I have one folder that is camera, and I have another folder that is like screenshots and stuff like that, and I have another folder that is just my ID. So I don't have to go searching through my camera roll for this. You take a picture, then you move it to a folder and create a folder, and then from forever on you have really, that's weird. That's an American thing, it's not a Canadian or Korean thing. Again, I left North America 20 years ago, so I don't know what the rules are. In South Korea, yeah, it's not like that. But no, my phones up until recently were all subsidized because they give in Korea, they get fined millions of dollars for the undercutting that they do on buying a phone. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I once got a almost $2,000 phone for like $50. It's incredible. Anyway, so get yourself a SIM card, get yourself set up, then go and to the smart store, get yourself an eSIM if you can, or whatever, and then you get your phone number. Then you log into the website, the Save More, and use your phone number and your address. Get your address. Okay, so you have to make sure. This is very important. The way the address system works here is they ask you for your region, your city, your barangay, and your location. So you are obviously Philippines. Then you are they might ask you for your island, which is Visay. Then your Cebu. Then your Lapu-Lapu, okay, your Lapu-Lapu, then your barangay. I'm not sure your barangay. I'm Mactan, you're not. You're a different barangay. Pretty sure you're a different barangay. And then your the name of your condo. Now, they can't deliver to your door. They will deliver to the reception. Security. No, Philippine phones are the same or more expensive because of import fees. Cheapest phones you can find are in America. Now, if you want, like me, I'm a techie, so I need a good phone. I need a strong phone. I have an S25 Ultra. I've always Samsung. I'm not switching. If you want a phone just for using in the Philippines to like text and get calls and do all that, buy a cheap older phone with a screen, like a smartphone, but a cheap older one, right? 2 or 3 generations that is unlocked, that like $100, and then bring that as your Philippine phone, right? Because you still need your phone for like banking or stuff like that, or getting your OTP codes, your SMS codes and stuff like that for any login and stuff like that. Because when you're traveling, if you're using your laptop, you will get an error asking you to log in to confirm because the IP address, right? So make sure you contact your bank and let them know that you're traveling so that they can put a note on your account. So then when you, after you land, get all of that taken care of, get your food delivery, your toilet paper, your cleaning supplies. I buy bulk coconut water. by the box. 3, 6, 9, 12 bottles in a box, 1 liter. And it's so much cheaper. I buy toilet paper by the big bundles. You can't carry those on a scooter, right? You can't. So local shopping, yes, not where you live. For you to come, you would have to come all the way down past my house. Over by the airport, there's one, a huge place. It's too far for me. I don't go there again because you can't carry everything, right? But if you want fresh fish, meat, and fruits, there are places in Lapu-Lapu that you can go. They're about 10 minutes away. But you would have to go every day or every 2 or 3 days for the food that you want. That's what I do. But I don't do a lot of shopping. I go to a local place. I walk about 5 minutes from here, and I buy coconut. Sorry, not coconut. I buy my fruits there. So I'll buy a pineapple every 3 days and cut it up and eat it. Which reminds me, let me go get my pineapple. So I cut up 1 pineapple. This cost me 200 pesos. Look at that. I cut it up. So fresh. Oh. So the other thing is that I have 2 vices is cheese. I like my American yellow cheddar cheese blocks. So I buy those. Those are the only expensive things I buy. And I'll buy meat once in a while. But I'm finding that going to the local night markets and eating there is so much cheaper. So I just did a video where I was eating at the Al Fresco, and I had a great lunch of beef, broccoli, and rice for 400 pesos. If I go to the night market, which is a little further walk, I can do it for 300 pesos. So just making the effort to walk instead of ordering food online or going to the local restaurants, the Western restaurants. Like I'll have breakfast at Samurai and Geisha and I will pay 800 pesos, which is okay for a great breakfast. Okay, it's a great breakfast. But not every day. It's once a week as my treat, right? I have a Western breakfast, 2 eggs, toast, hash brown, and a big pile of bacon with a coffee and a juice, freshly squeezed orange juice. sometimes 2 coffees. So that cost me about 800 pesos, including a service charge. Yes, everything. Here in Lapu-Lapu, everything except Burger King. So you have McDonald's. Pizza is, I don't know if there's local pizza chains. I use Angel's Pizza because it's my favorite. I haven't seen Domino's or Little Caesars or anything like that, or Pizza Hut, but there probably is in Cebu City. There's a McDonald's here in Mactan Newtown. We have our own McDonald's. There is no Burger King in Lapu-Lapu. There's Burger King in Cebu City. There is no KFC, but one is supposed to open soon. But Jollibee everywhere. Jollibee's everywhere. Dunkin' Donuts, we have one in Mactan Newtown and then another one right outside the village. But the big fast food chain here is Jollibee. Everybody goes to Jollibee. But I'm not a fast food eater. So we also have a Starbucks here in Mactan Newtown, in my village. So we have a Starbucks, we have 2 7-Elevens, we have a McDonald's, we have a coffee shop, Civet, which is a Filipino one. We have a bubble tea place. We have another tea shop. We have a Dunkin' Donuts. We have 2 big restaurants, one Filipino, one Korean. We have a Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips and a Gordon Ramsay's hamburgers. We have a chicken and beer Korean themed restaurant. We have a Mexican fusion restaurant and Japanese called Samurai and Geisha. I don't know. They don't serve Japanese food. They serve Spanish flavored fusion. But that's my favorite place. And it's also a hookah lounge upstairs, the shisha, the smoking. And then chicken and beer. Then we have a bakery, Pan de Manila, which is a chain. We also have a dessert restaurant that just opened. It's okay, but very expensive. There's a clothing store called Bench. There is another restaurant that is opening up soon, a Chinese dim sum, and then a tech store that is opening called Digimon, I think it's called. That's opening up soon as well. And then once they finish that row of retail, they will move across to One Manchester and La Victoria and open up, I think, 3 or more stores over on that side. Fuel rationing? No, absolutely not. I don't know all this panic over fuel rationing. There's months and months of fuel, and also, fuel is going to get a little bit more expensive because transporting the fuel and the uncertainty over fuel is going to be an issue, but it's short term. The markets went down, but they went right back up again. The market was down 4% day before yesterday, and it's up 3.5% yesterday, the Sri Lankan market. So I'm not panicking. I don't understand why people panic. I wish I had more capital to buy more stock, because that would have been a beautiful bump in my portfolio. I'm fully invested my funds in the market, so I don't have any liquid assets anymore. Which is a shame, because I would have loved to have taken advantage of this dip and bought more stock. Because this is just panic. This is not fundamentals. There's absolutely no, And this is not the first time this has happened in the history of the world. This is the second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th time this has happened. And it always rebounds. It always has, it always will. And anybody who says anything else is just panicking, right? Yes, prices will go up. Yes, fuel prices will go up, but they'll come right back down and profits will start going again. And it's happened before. And you're telling me that trend is not going to continue. So fuel rationing, no, not in the Philippines. They get a lot of their fuel from South Korea, which gets their fuel from, I don't know, but whatever. I'm not overly worried. The only people severely affected by this current situation is China and India, who get their oil through the strait. And that's where the problem is happening. Everybody else gets their oil from outside of those countries, and only a tiny bit from those countries, from Kuwait or wherever, that comes through the strait. So I don't know. I'm not even watching the news on this because I don't care. I honestly really don't. I stopped watching news decades ago. If I didn't have my Korean classes that reads the news, I would have no idea what's going on in the world because I stopped. Mom keeps coming to me, hey Sam, did you see the news? No. Stop telling me what's going on in the world that I don't care about. The only thing I want to know about is the weather in the Philippines. That's all I want to know. That's it. An earthquake happened? Yeah, I knew before the news reported it because I was there. Right? A volcano's coming? Yeah. So, not all of Asia. Well, I mean, all fuel comes from the Middle East. But what part of it travels through the strait is what you're talking about. So, my point is that I honestly don't care. This is not going to be a 4-year war. This is going to be a 4-minute war. No war in the Middle East has ever lasted longer than a week or 2 weeks. Yeah, and that price controls is to avert economic strain. That's not meaning that there's no fuel. It's just meaning that to protect the economy. That's smart. Anyway. Yeah, but some go by pipeline to the south. Well, I don't know what country, but since the last time, one place built a pipeline from UAE. They built a pipeline to the country of, what country did they build a pipeline to? The UAE built a pipeline to the Gulf so that it doesn't have to go through the strait. So from Kuwait through Saudi Arabia, down through the UAE to the Gulf coast, so that no ships have to. It's an alternative route. Although the pipeline is smaller, obviously, and the number of barrels that goes through that pipeline is low, it bypasses the strait 100%. So that's what they did 10 years ago or 5 years ago after the last attack. Right? So not all of it travels through. That would be stupid, and which is why people are panicking. But the second that the White House said that the war would be over soon, the price of oil dropped from 120 back to 95. I mean, come on. It's all panic. It's all not based on fundamentals. And no, there is a pipeline there. You can look it up. I remember it being the news on it being how to avoid this issue going forward. I mean, it only makes sense. two of my clients that I work with are in Korea, are oil companies, and they're with Saudi Aramco are their clients, are partners. So I heard about this a long time ago. And we talked about it. I said, what happens if there's the war? And it says, no worries. We have a pipeline going to the UAE. It's not even an issue. It says the amount of oil will reduce and the price will go up, obviously, but we'll still have oil. He says it's not going to stop coming. All right. So what else is going on? I had a meeting with an health insurance broker here in the Philippines, and I'm going to do a report on health insurance, long-term critical care, general outpatient care, inpatient care, health insurance for non-citizens living in the Philippines specifically. There's so much information out there, and the words that they use, I didn't understand. What is healthcare? What is inpatient, outpatient, critical care, travel insurance? All of that stuff I'm going to talk about. I'm going to do a detailed vlog. Had a meeting with somebody yesterday. I also went to the bank and got my bank account set up. I'm going to talk about that. I have another vlog that I'm going to do. I'm going to interview a local Filipino man, right? And I'm going to talk about how his life is as a local living. I'm gonna do a visa one as well, and I have 3 weeks worth of videos that I need to do before I leave, because when I leave, it's gonna take me 2 or 3 days to get set back up in Sri Lanka, because I'm in no rush, but I will do it the day I land, because that's the way I am. But then we'll have a whole bunch of vlogs to edit from traveling, but stay tuned for those. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do what I talked about today, like the condos in Mactan Newtown, where you should look at, where you should talk about. And I'm gonna go to the presentation center. They have a 3D model, and I'm gonna talk to and about that. I should get a laser pointer. I should find a laser pointer before I do that. Yeah, because that'll be easier, because the model is encased in glass and I can't really point. And I want to get very detailed about Mactan Newtown, because I'm really positive on this place. I really love it a lot. But Thomas, yeah, I'll be back in 2.5 months, 3 months. So you'll definitely be acclimated to this area. I'll send you map coordinates for different things that you'll need, and we'll chat on WhatsApp, okay, Thomas? So not to worry. I'll hook you up, brother. I'll show you where the local nightclub is for Filipinos. It's called Club Havana. I'll show you where the big fruit and meat market is. I'll show you where, again, all accessible by scooter. I'll show you where the big shopping malls are here, where the locals go, where there's a good steak shop, where there's a good fish and chip shop, where, different things. And I'll connect you up with the Facebook groups that talk about different food and stuff like that here. So you're going to get set up, don't worry. And as I assume you're going to be staying here longer than 2 months. As soon as you land, within the first week, all right, to 10 days, I would suggest going to the Bureau of Immigration and get your second visa extension, your first visa extension, which will take you to 59 days. You'll get a 30-day stamp when you land. Then you can get a 29-day extension. Once you get your 29-day extension, within 21 days, 3 weeks of that expiring, you should go back and get your 2-month extension. At your 2-month extension, you will have to pay an extra $100 to get your alien registration card, which you can pick up the next time you are, it takes about a month to get processed. You can pick it up the next time you renew your visa. So every time you go, every 2 months, I would suggest going 3 weeks before your expiration. It takes 15 minutes in and out, cash only. So make sure to bring cash, at least $100 US in Filipino cash, which is about 5,000 pesos. Like I said, if you're here a year, your average visa cost is $50 a month. So be prepared for that. Follow the traffic laws, because the police will pull you over. Always carry your ID with you, because the police do spot checks and they pull over tourists. Me, I look like a local. When I'm wearing my helmet and mask, I look like a local because dark skin. No skin tax for me, baby. So funny. Anyway, follow the road rules. Look for the right turns on reds, the illegal left turns. Make sure you follow those rules, because they sit there and they wait watching for people to do that. Okay, no U-turns. Make sure you follow those rules, because they're sitting there watching the place where everybody does it, and they just pull you over right there and then. Happened to me, and I was lucky. I played stupid, and they said, "Do you mind if we give you a ticket?" And I said, "Absolutely. I made a mistake. I'm a guest in your country, and I should be punished." What they wanted was a little bit of, and then they just let me go. So it was funny. I went through, that was the local LTO, the PHP, the Philippine National, PNP, Philippine National Police. Those guys they look like army. They're carrying around machine guns around their chest, and they're wearing camouflage. So they look like army. And they set up a roadblock, and they saw me coming, and I'm on my big bike, and they just looked and they just waved me through, because 90% they thought that I was a local. 90%. Because they were pulling over every foreigner, also all a line of white people on scooters. Do not go without your international driver's permit and your local driver's license with a motorcycle endorsement. Make sure you have that. And again, under the international laws, you can drive for 90 days without an international driver's permit, but some police don't know that. And you don't argue with police. Never. All right. So guys, I'm going to wrap things up today. It has been 90 minutes, and I need to get ready for my workout. What time is it? Yeah, I have to start getting ready for that. I need to do a little bit of work before that. I want to say thank you to everybody. Darren, Naz, Gedum, Thomas. Appreciate everybody who's watching. I see you guys watching, but not chatting. Why is that? Are you shy? Guys, I want to say again, thank you so much. I truly, truly love and appreciate your support. Please, down below, click the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate that. Support the channel, support our community. Once I get back to Sri Lanka, we are going to start a forum, a chat room type place where you're going to have to register, so that we're not going to have any spammers or trolls or whatever. It's going to be a group place where, like Thomas, where I posted all of those things. It'll be a resource where you won't have to like search through chat rooms or whatever. It'll be right there, on the sidebar. I'm kind of thinking Discord, where I can set up folders and stuff like that, and things. But I'm gonna go. I use ChatGTP to help me with this. Like, for example, ChatGTP, it is paid for itself 1 billion times. I have a paid license. It pays for itself every freaking day. I don't use it as Google. I use it as an aggregator of research. And you have to learn how to prompt it, especially when it comes to my finances and anything like that. It answers all of my questions. Like, it is so incredibly accurate. So I have my Zoom account, and my client, I have 3. There's not client, my companies that I work for. I have 3 companies I work for. One company asked me to record my classes they wanted to do some research on why I'm so popular with the students. Now, I can do that, but I prefer automation, which is what I do with my budget Excel spreadsheet. It's fully automated, where my assets are constantly updated without me inputting anything. I created a macros, a formula-based system that scrapes the internet and pulls data and populates it into the spaces that I want, constantly updating it, where I don't have to do anything, like my portfolio as well as my gold price. So I told ChatGTP, I told it exactly what I did. I have my Zoom account. It's a paid license. I have this one company, ABC company, and I want to record the meetings, and then I want them to be populated to those meeting links populated to a Google Doc. And it suggested an app called make.com, which will automate that. It'll scrape my Zoom and then populate it to the Google Doc. It does it automatically, and it's free. And I'm like, yeah, baby. So I don't have to do anything. I just turned on the automatic recording, and it does it automatic without me having to even think. Why take extra steps? I just sit here like this in class, and it's just recorded. And I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. So when I get back home, I'm going to ask ChatGTP to figure out the best app, the best service. You tell it what you want to accomplish, and then it makes suggestions. You don't tell it what to do. That's a different AI tool. Those are called task managers. When you use ChatGTP to analyze or solve a problem, you work backwards from the solution. This is the solution. How do I do that? This is what I have. This is the solution. Find me the answer. It's so perfect. I love it. Oh, can't get enough of it. So guys, I want to say thank you again. Please be good to each other. Be kind, be helpful, be supportive. All right. And remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. We'll see you all on the other side. Remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends who haven't met yet. Good night.